Welcome on Meals Masterclass. My name is Chef Grégoire Berger. Today we're gonna show you how to prepare and how to select a beautiful salmon. I chose this product because it's a very general product that you can find anywhere in town. So this salmon is coming straight away from Scotland. Why? Because it's a great origin, but you will find it of course from Norway and certain other places. So here we have this salmon. It's a nice piece. As you can see, it's very shiny, firm. There are certain things to look at when you choose a fish and a salmon in general. It's to look at the eye, make sure that the eye are very bright and very clear, as well as the gills. The gills must be fresh, without blood, and also red. So the first step to work on this beautiful salmon, of course, it's to clean it with water. If your fish has the guts inside, you just have to cut it from here. So as you can see, it's very clean. Avoid putting too much water because this is a nest for bacteria. So it's better to avoid water into your fish, also for the conservation. So the first step to work on this beautiful salmon will be to remove all the fins and to scale the fish. So here we are, we remove the fins and we scale it completely, so it's very smooth. I dry it up with a bit of tissue, again to avoid the excess of water. And now it's time for us to fillet the fish. So there is a process to follow, and that most of the round fish, we call that a round fish, because it has two fillets and the shape is round. You will have most of the time to use the same technique, but it depends of course of your creativity. So we will start to take off the tail as well as the head. So we'll take this knife. Again, you need to have a great knife, hard knife and very sharp knife, very important, because it will help you to work properly. So we're gonna start to remove the head very near to the head. Try to keep as much as possible flesh onto your fish. I will take it here and I will cut it. So here we have the head as well as the tail. Okay. So here we're good to go. We just discard this on the side. There is certain preparation that you can do with that, but for today we'll not do anything. So the first step will be to take a blade that is a little bit soft, and we're gonna go all the way on the back to start filleting the fish. You have to be careful when you do it to not break the bones and have a cut that is very evenly made and very clean. We're gonna start by doing the first cut. So you will feel that the blade is going onto the dorsal bone, all right? So there is a little bit of bones, all right? So from the top, here, there is bones that you can cut. You have two options. Either you do it with a knife, you can even use a scissor. And from the middle of the fish, there is no more bone. You just have to go. Okay. So give you some space. With what we call a fish paper, very important because it absorbs the moisture. And we're gonna keep the fillet in this way. So you're gonna do the same way, but from the tail. So be careful here because you cut already, so you might go a little bit deeper. So give you some space. And with your finger and your thumb, you're gonna open it like that. And basically it's a little bit delicate because you're gonna have the central bone, so you just have to follow it and make sure that you do the same process than previously, but the other way around. So it's very important to always bring the fish up and then you can cut the bone. But again, you can use a scissor, and from here you can go this way to finish finish up. All right. So here we're good. There's a little bit of flesh remaining. Just be careful and cut it properly. All right. So here, as you can see, the fillet is super clean. We have a belly part here that is very fatty. And on the top, you have, if you put your finger here, you have all those bones going out that we'll have to remove. So I'm going to show you two different ways. The first one with tweezer that is made for. It's also easy to find in a specialized shop, as well as a knife that most probably you're going to have at home. It's even better if the knife is round on the top. And we're going to go removing this belly part. Try to keep as much as possible flesh onto it. The preparation we will do with it is a salmon tartare. So we'd like to have different texture. You must know that on a fish, from the tail to the back to the belly, there's different texture of fish that you can use for your preparation. So here what we're going to do, we're going to use this part, but we're going to use a little bit of this part to add fattiness and creaminess into your tartare. We have the bones that we can feel here. If you did the job properly, there is no other bone to remove. So it's going to be those one. And you take it off. Very easy. On the side, you have a little bit of cold water, very important. So you can help pulling out a little bit the bone. Okay. So I told you that I would show you another way. This way it's more at home because most probably you don't have this tool. So you're going to use this knife, the side that is not sharp. And basically what you're going to do is that you put it this way with your thumb and you're going to remove it. So there is a step important for this recipe. It's to remove the skin, because as we are doing a tartare, we don't need the skin obviously. If you are looking to do a pan-seared salmon, the technique will be the following. You just have to portion your fish at the size that you want, and then after coming around and just very slightly cutting the skin in order to make sure that the skin will not shrink and give, of course, a great design once plated. You have to cut the flesh this way, and then you make sure that your blade will be perfectly flat, and keep going this way. Okay. It's clean, neat, and that there is no piece of skin into it. Of course, there's a little bit here, so in this case, we will remove it this way, because it might happen. Okay. So again, you have to make sure that your blade is very sharp, very important. So when you're gonna remove the skin, you try to remove as much as possible. So here we are, a beautiful fillet. So as I said, we will do a tartare. Okay, so in my preparation, ideally I use this part, but you can use the full fish. There is no issue. There is no more skin. There is no more bones. You have the fatty part here. Here you have the more less fatty part. So what I'm gonna do to make the process a little bit simple is that I just portionate it. So you can use for any kind of recipes. Huh? And here I'm gonna do that, and I cut it this way to help myself doing a tartare, because we will put it on the freezer. Slightly, we will not freeze it, but we'll make sure just that the flesh is tight, and then it's going to be much easier for you to cut it properly with very nice and small cubes. So it gives you approximately this kind of slice. So as I said, behind there is fat. So individually, you will just remove it. Make sure that your tartare is perfectly clean, without any black dot in it. And then we put it straight and very flat onto a tray, and we'll freeze it approximately for 10 minutes for the flesh to be firm and ready to be cut. We have a butter pepper here. The idea is to put it onto it to make sure that when you're going to put it on the freezer, of course, it will not stick to your tray. So of course with your hand you make sure that you feel if there is any remaining bones. To make sure that the pieces doesn't touch each other. So now we are ready. We have our beautiful salmon. We're going to put it onto the freezer for 10 to 20 minutes. Now the next step will be to do a cure process. We're going to cure the fish for about 20 minutes. So we have the same quantity of pink Himalayan salt that you can find in any shops and sugar. Into that we'll add half zest of lime. Agrumes in general go very well with fishes, as well as lemon. So you can add a grapefruit, mandarin. There's no... The only stop is your creativity. So we'll mix it properly. Make sure all the parts are pretty dissolved into the sugar and the pink Himalayan salt. The mix, sugar, salt, and lime and lemon zest together on the bottom. So this process will help to firm the meat, the flesh of the fish, and of course to give the seasoning that will go deep into the flesh. So now we'll take our fish, we'll put it properly onto it. Okay. No need to put too much, just have to be covered properly. It's a very easy process, but something that really gives a wow factor on the texture of the fish. Especially salmon is very fat, and it's important to give it a kind of process to firm a little bit the flesh. Our cured fish is ready to go on the chiller for about 10 minutes. So here we are. My fish has been cured for approximately 15 minutes onto the chiller. So as you can see, the salt and the sugar extract a lot of moisture from it. The aim is to replace basically the moisture by the seasoning. So here we achieve a very great result. Now the next step will be to use an ice bath, very cold, and to clean properly the pieces of salmon into it. So as you can see, the color changed and the fish is very firm under my finger. And put it on the top. So this paper is a professional paper that helps removing as much as possible moisture and to keep on the fridge. But again, if you use a good quality tissue, it's going to be exactly the same. There is no issue with that. So we're going to clean and then after start to make our tartare. Here you have those beautiful pieces that I cut properly before to brine it, before to cure it, sorry, and ready to be diced. So what we're going to do is that we're going to cut those small pieces, make a stripes like that. So as you can see, you need a very sharp knife, very, very important. But the firmness of the fish due to the curing process make it really, really easy to do. You see? Up into your bowl, very clean bowl. We have our beautiful salmon, very well diced. The idea here is just to give flavor to it. What I choose is a beautiful olive oil that will help to give very great flavor, give shininess, of course, a little bit of amazing taste of olive oil. We have salt. Here I choose a Maldon salt because it's a flakes and it has a great texture. Yep. Exploded pepper for the boost and the color as well as the spiciness. And a little bit of shallots. This is very Frenchy. It gives this great taste that most of us like. Chives, that is quite similar in taste than the shallots. Very herbal, very flavorful. Ginger, this is a preference, which goes very well with the seafood, add freshness to it. Okay. And here, one of my favorite ingredients, it's preserved lemon. We mix. So as you can see, it's shiny, colorful, very yummy. And of course, we taste. Bit more olive oil. We'll add the zest of lime. You can choose any agrume again. Doesn't really matter. It's more about your taste, what you like. It's a recipe you can do daily. So of course I put salt, but not that much, because what we have is that the curing process gives salt, a little bit of sweetness to your fish. So it's very important that you don't over salt it. It's already salty. And to finish, coriander. You can use dill, tarragon, a lot of different herbs, that's not a problem. That's gonna be enough. And the other way. Has to be thin, so use a sharp knife to avoid the juice of the herb to go out, which is going to spoil and change the color. Then we go into it. The last thing we're going to put into the preparation, it's lemon juice. So it's beautiful, shiny, very tasty. What is great is the firm texture of the fish due to the curing process. It's amazing. Last step will be to plate. So of course, we clean our board. You can even plate it on the side. We take a ring. So this is just a suggestion. Feel free to decorate and plate as you like. So that's a very simple process. You have a ring, a spoon, and just push very lightly the salmon into it, making sure it's evenly pushed. So our plating is almost finished.